Hello! You already save a lot of money every year thanks to our videos, so save on car parts too. Buy them on the Mr. Auto app. Shipping is free!
Turn your engine off and pull up the handbrake. In order to change the outer tie rod end on your vehicle, you must lift the front of the car and remove the wheels to gain complete access to the steering system. Loosen the stud bolts on the front wheels, raise the front of the vehicle and put it into axle stands. We strongly suggest watching the tutorial, raising your vehicle safely before carrying out this step. You will then be able to take off the wheels. Don't forget to slide them under the vehicle. You can now see the outer tie rod end. With a 22mm spanner, start by loosening the locking ring nut on the inner tie rod. It is there to stop any form of rotation of the two pieces towards each other, as this could have an impact on the geometric settings of your vehicle. With a marker, trace a line between the axle joint and the tie rod end. It will help later during the disassembly and reassembly process. Now, using a socket wrench and a 17mm socket, release the holding lug nut on the tie rod. This lug nut is normally easy to take off. Place it on the end of the threading so as to protect the tie rod in the next step. If you don't have a ball joint puller, take a hammer and hit the lug nut hard just at the end of the threading. The ball joint should move away from the pivot, not remove the lug nut from the ball joint. Paying close attention to the point of reference, unscrew the tie rod end, counting the number of turns necessary to extract the tie rod end. This will be needed during the reassembly process to get as close as possible to the original settings. Remove the counter lug nut from the axle joint. With a marker, trace the new previously identified reference points onto the new parts. Crease the threading on the tie rod end. And place the new locking ring nut on the end. Put the tie rod end back. Paying careful attention to the reference points. Make the same number of turns as during the disassembly stage. Create the area around the tie rod end, which will make future disassembly easier. Now put it back in place in the hub. Assemble the lug nut provided with a new part while putting pressure on the ball joint, tighten it using a socket wrench and a 70mm socket. The conical shape of the ball joint pivot link should be enough to stop them rotating during tightening. Make sure it is well tightened. Having checked that everything has been aligned with the markings, fix the locking ring nut with a 22mm spanner. During this operation, you will work on the steering system of your vehicle. Regulated and perfectly aligned, it aims to ensure perfect control over your vehicle and regular wear on the front tyres. Checks on tyre alignment, when carried out by a professional, will guarantee that your steering system has been perfectly aligned and is in good working order. Then, you will be able to put the wheels back on your vehicle putting it back on the ground before properly fixing them in place. Operation completed.